Nah, dude, I just kind of set this stuff up. And you know what I love, though? I was listening to a new podcast because I like to see where the new podcasts begin. And they're like, hi, my name's John, and this is why I have a valid opinion. And we're just like, do we got wavy lines? Yes, let's go!
Shit.
Start that timer, and then maybe we'll get an episode out this week.
Not looking for validation.
Some validation. All right. Remember, point it towards your mouth. There you go. We are recording. This is all. We are on it, dude.
Good. I hope.
As soon as I said let's go, we're on it. I'm going to leave that there. And
we don't have any cues. I love that. That's how professional we are. But it's more important just to do instead of worrying about how perfect it is.
Yeah, let's
that.
Put the plane together in the middle of the air, and that'll be great.
Okay, I remember more of the lesson from English class, Miss Spittler. God rest her soul. She's not with us. There she is. Good for you. Awesome lady.
Thanks for listening to our Grammarly Correct podcast.
Shit. But I remember she was the first person who told me the lesson of professional writers. So that, she's like, how much time do you think they spend writing? How much time do you think they spend editing?
You were talking about that last week, where they spend like 10 minutes writing and like hours and hours and hours upon hours of editing.
The biggest chunk out of it is it doesn't come out perfect. And you need to just get the idea down. And also, someone else did that shit.
Just like some verbal diarrhea onto paper. Just wipe your mouth onto some paper, just writing it down.
A huge ass nice story, but someone can chop it down and edit it. And, by the way, get some points across and the way that stories are supposed to be written and all that, etc. But whatnot, moving on. We were talking about, is it a crime, technically now, cannabis, if we perhaps in hypothetical terms
wink
used to
see, that's not the way that I see it, though.
We were less privileged individuals and younger.
Right, now that it is legal in our state, would it be illegal for, let's say, the Wolf to give me $20 and for me to go to the dispensary to get him whatever it is, however much $20 gets you now, a flake or something, whatever that is. That shit's expensive.
No, honestly, it's not that bad.
No?
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, you give me $20, I go get you a joint, whatever the case may be, or whatever monetary value is a joint. I buy a joint for you and I bring it back to your crippled ass because you're in bed and you can't leave. Is that distribution? Is that dealing? Is that whatever it is? Well, like, what if you gave me the money plus gas?
Well, now it's recreational, so I think it just qualifies just as like beer.
Right, that's the way I see it. Like,
as long as you don't get caught giving the beer to someone who shouldn't have it. Same thing. People come in all the time and they tell me, they're like, what? Oh, he wanted this. And I'm looking at him, I'm like,
who's he?
No, legally, I have no concern.
Oh, yeah. I guess
again, I can't assume he is underage.
Right.
I can't assume he's not getting for his buddy, the other 60-year-old that he's chilling with.
Right. The guy who's too drunk to drive to the store.
Exactly, and he's not. He was sober as shit.
Because that's illegal, too, to drink after you're already intoxicated. Right. And you have to refuse that, I think, still. I hope still. Right. Like, you know what the fucked up part about this is that I haven't drank or done drugs in fucking years. So every time I'm drug tested, I'm like, oh, God, I live such a depressed life. Damn it. Drugs. Don't have any fun.
Yeah, you better get on it, because that list is getting shorter and shorter, man.
Of what? Of illegal shit?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not cool anymore, bro. Like,
I know, man.
Cannabis is just a thing now. By the time Mango grows up, she's going to be like, oh, what? The green cigarettes? Whatever. I don't give a fuck about anything.
Just be like, regular cigarettes? That's bad for you.
Shit. And then microdosing's legal. Fuck, I can't keep up with that anymore.
No, it's not, but it is. It's not.
It is in certain states, bitch.
In certain states.
Yeah,
there
it
you
is,
go.
but it's not. Colorado.
So cannabis isn't legal in the states altogether?
All of them. Getting there. It's becoming federal.
Yeah.
There was a docket been making it federally recreational or whatever, I believe, or some shit, so it's just a matter of time. Remember when the first couple states, cannabis, remember California was the first, remember that?
Yeah.
It'll never pass.
Did you read in this past week that, where is it, Oregon, where all drugs are legal?
What, really?
Portland, Oregon, I think is where. Yeah, I think this is where it is. So they legalized everything across the board. They're like
Amsterdam?
possession is legal. So they had this influx of the cartels, the homeless population, druggies, as you can imagine. And now they're like, we need to make this stuff illegal again. We need to make possession illegal again because nobody else in the States is following suit.
Honestly, I think that would just be a list. They really need to get their heads out of the corporate and political realm and be like, what's natural and what's, really bad for you and what you should be doing with friends. I mean, it's a crapshoot, but you got to have that talk, man. It's time to have that real conversation. Some crack and some cocaine and fentanyl and, shit you do. All whack, that stuff's obvious, Yeah. Come on, man. But I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not your mom. I'm not your parents. How many lawyers and doctors? I know you fuckers out there are on coke and shit, performing high levels, constantly doing surgeries and cases.
This is what I'm
CEOs in your company. Sorry.
Yeah, beside the doctor who's on cocaine doing that power 24-hour surgery, because those dudes, I got a lot of respect.
Yeah, seriously, I'm not saying you aren't. But I'm not saying you are.
This is what I'm saying, though, the whole thing. I don't care what you, the dog, and the donkey do in the comfort of your own home. That's
whatever. A whole tangent here. It's like,
yeah, I know, right?
Say what kind of drugs your monkey's on.
What if we legalized everything all over the place? Well, hello, puppers.
Too late. They're going to get pet. It's going to happen. It's a danger. They're going to get pet.
They're licking me.
No.
Hi. He has taken home dogs from this park before. That has been a thing that is done.
Aw, you have the same Kongs. You have the same harnesses. It's the one I just got for Bruce. Yeah, that one.
So you have dogs?
Yeah, I rescued one 6 months ago from here that was wandering around.
Wow.
Couldn't find his home. He had a chip on him. I tried to contact the owner. They never got back to us.
Hi.
And, I just got him one just like this.
Just like
the green one, yeah, just like this one. Hi.
Everybody loves that backpack.
Oh, they're so good. What are your dogs' names?
Bow and Arrow.
Bow and Arrow, that's cute.
They're brother and sister.
Brother and sister. That's
right on.
Awesome. Good names.
They think every time they get to come to the park, it's time to play ball. But I don't have their ball right now, so. Yeah, you're just gonna go say hi to people, aren't you? I know. All right, well, have a good day.
You do the same.
Thank you.
Thrown off our mojo.
No, that just adds, that's raw and real. And, yep.
This interruption is brought to you by two dogs, Bow and Arrow. Thank you, Bow and Arrow.
That's awesome.
Serendipitous.
Exactly.
We're talking about drugs and a CIA operative just crashed our party.
I mean, that's very possible too.
No, that's paranoid, delusional bullshit.
You say that shit until you go down the rabbit hole and you see it when they take their masks off. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever you want to do in the comfort of your own home, just go die in peace.
Thank
Leave
you.
me
Yeah,
out
you
of
shouldn't
it.
be chilling outside someone's business, smoking crack or
For
fentanyl
real.
or whatever the fuck's going on.
That's
too
the
much.
newfangled drug, huh?
See, no, that's too much. See, I have no issues if you're in your tent, you're in your spot, you're in your thing away and doing your stuff, whatever. Like, that's you doing your whatever. Like, that's your business. But don't be out and about acting like no one gives a shit, like smoking
Yeah, if you've
fentanyl
got
in
your
a public
genitals out on
bathroom.
Main Street and you're just
Yeah.
taking a dump right in the middle of the way where everybody's watching you, nah.
Yeah, see, all this
That's
stuff
all right.
to me, like, I thought about it, fine. I don't give a shit about you carrying drugs. I don't give a shit about you smoking drugs. Endangering people, public, endangerment, fucking, disturbing the peace. Like, can't we get this shit back together? Like, you can't just have your balls and asshole hanging out smoking drugs in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's just not how we roll as a society, right? We don't.
But
wanna
it
see
is
that.
now, I guess. I don't know.
That's man. I know. I'm thinking about traveling somewhere that might not have so much issues. Anyone out there know this nice small town that my business is probably going to? we get a list all the time, bro. It was like Dublin, Georgia, I think it was, if that's correct.
Double in Georgia?
I believe so. Yeah.
What?
There's all kinds of shit. They had one for Las Vegas coming up, and
For
North
what?
Las
A
Vegas.
list?
Yeah, they give us lists. We're traveling, like, they're putting out stores fucking everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
where you work.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. I was like, what in the South says that they let you just do drugs?
No.
Them good old boys
we
don't
get
let you just do
we get
drugs,
a
my
list
man.
of that. So, yeah, I want to look up these towns, like I was telling you before about getting away from all this shit. Was it one of the politicians are like, every state's a border state now?
Every state's a border state. That's because
Close.
this country was built on immigration.
I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for absolutely and so it's just all about how much and the controlling and letting people. Which again, too, I think the whole idea, like we talked about before, should be revamped. This citizen test was a joke. Like they know shit on there that average Americans have no fucking clue on. They're like,
they haven't learned it in school.
Name
in public
27
school.
presidents. People are like, what? How many presidents have we had? They could name you 4. Like, the average person, I bet you could name 4 presidents.
You know what's going to be trippy, though? It's like, name the past 4 presidents, and it's going to be Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Biden, Donald Trump, and everybody's going to be like, wait, you can't do that. That's against the rules. And everybody's going to be like, well, that's when he became our dictator on day 1.
Well, I remember reading through it in history class or government, whatever the fuck it was called back when we were kids. And the only clause that was still in play that someone could serve more than 8 years was they had to do 4 years, lose a term, and then come back for 2 consecutive terms. Because the rule was that you could only have 2 consecutive terms, and that's it.
Huh.
So he can have 4 years, someone could come in and replace him for 4 fucking years, which happened, and you can come back for 8 fucking solid years. You can have 12 years out of 16.
And the guy that they replaced him with is basically like a poster child for Medicaid.
God. I did have some high hopes. I always go with the individual, not parties and all that the crap. Like, so-and-so was strong looking back when they were,
4 years
second, ago? Now it was longer than that.
Oh, when they were
in command, kind of,
yeah,
and
Biden?
now, we don't get that. Say it.
Say
it. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Oh my God, like I feel like he just needs to. They're just like, you know what, you did a good job.
Have you seen those ads that are like parody ads where the guy is being accosted by his younger children and his wife, and
we got a place
like,
for you.
Yeah, we have a place for you.
Oh my God, yeah,
you
you're
gonna
gonna love
go to the
it.
U.S. Congress.
Yes. Senate, yeah, I think it was Senate or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just like, you McConnell, yeah, you McConnell. I can look that up. Apparently, yeah, huh?
Yeah, you McConnell. Yeah,
yeah, that was really good. Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit on one of those punk bitch committees.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
whatever he said. Yeah. Like, nothing against our elderly, but if that's where we got to do to ship them to, then let's ship them there.
No. Honestly, that's not to be political, but I mean, if I'm not going to work anymore for the service like that, I think a lot of people should be more interested in running for stuff. Whether the 73% of your local elections run unopposed.
Yep.
Get out there.
I knew a guy.
Folks.
He was my neighbor, actually. This is a true story, and anybody who wants to combat me on this, I will give you times, dates, places, and the person. He ran for a school board, lost, and then the next year realized that nobody was going to run for the same seat, so he ran again and won, and he's been on the damn school board ever since. And I think, like, that was 40 years ago almost, like... That was a long time ago when I was still knee-high to a cricket. Like, hey, I'm going to help him and I'm going to pass out flyers because he's my
30,
neighbor.
30 maybe? You're not that old.
Yeah, whatever.
30,
These people don't need
40,
to know my actual age. They can creepo on it and figure it out before.
Wow. I just want to throw in context because, again, too, like, you're not that old. No.
I forget. Like, once you hit 25, there's no reason on counting the years.
Really?
No fucking reason to count the years.
It depends on who's asking. Because, I mean, you get some looks and people are like, oh, you're how old? Oh, you're how old? You're how old? Like, I get it. You went through the chain, you went through the, I'm young and I know everything in the world. I mean, you know a lot of shit. I'll give you that. But trust me, once you get on the other side, you're going to realize how dumb you are. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, but at what age?
It happens to all of us.
At what age do you start McConnelling where you're just like,
And then you get to the point where you start, well, you know what? Keep your mind fresh. I think that depends on you. I'm not an ageist, but these are just facts. We all become old, broken, and broke, but you don't have to become broken and broke.
Yeah, you do have to become old. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Well, you
We're
don't
all
even
gonna
have to
age.
become old if you're
We're
lucky.
all gonna age.
Honestly,
You can age gracefully and age beautifully. I've seen. You know what that reminds me? There's a gentleman, and hopefully maybe this will make it back. And he was like 92, 93, sprying around up in Oro Valley, and he looked like he was 70 years old,
Yep.
60. Came up to me and he was doing his thing and told me I was just working all day, and he asked me how old I thought he was, and I was like, 70, sir. And he's like, 92 today, or 93, and he just like left the fucking, I was just like, God damn.
yeah.
Fucker, mobile like that. I was gonna be cartwheeling out the door. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
It's all about staying active, to tell you the honest
he was
truth.
fucking sharp as
The
a
number-
tack. Fucking.
The number one killer of people is the sedentary lifestyle. And I think, like, this is why I'm so anti-screen right now. You're all right. He just, like, he's doing some, like, knee lifts and just whack the post.
Yep.
Pole. To
Yep.
the
Trying
post.
to stay. Yeah. Trying to get the mojo. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, the number one killer of people is the sedentary lifestyle. Once you start staring at that flashing color box and that's the entirety of your life, like, flush it, dude. Just flush it.
There's the centennial, centennial.
Centennial, the 100-year-olds.
Yeah, a lot of them live in certain countries like Japan.
Oh, the blue zones?
Yeah, there you go. There
Have
you
you
go.
talked
Yeah.
about the blue zones?
There you go.
Blue
Yeah, the
zones
blue
are awesome.
zones.
Like, what do? They have a really good diet, and they have a really active lifestyle.
Yep. And make sure
You
they
think they're
move
going to
and they're
McDonald's 3, 4, 5
dipping
times a
down,
day?
walking up ladders and fucking gardening and
Yeah,
going
man.
on
it's-
hikes. Exactly. Yeah, it's just right. Like the Bible said, we're still allowed to live to 120. That's as long as we're allowed to live.
I don't know, dude. There's
You
a
don't
part of
remember
me
that?
that's like,
You remember that? So whatever part, and the Bible scholars and whatever, I'll get on to that, but our life expectancy got changed from the high ups to only 120 years.
huh? No.
Yeah, it's written in the Bible.
Which version of the Bible?
I don't remember, but most of them have it.
Most of them have 120.
Yeah. See, this
That's
is
the
where I
age
wish
range.
we could, Googles, and we probably could, but
No, I'm not going to Google that. That's
so
not a
it's written in
valuable
there.
waste of my time.
Valuable waste of your time. Whatever, you say that, but we get some blue zone shit, and that's the same thing. Everyone lists about 120. It's kind of crazy, and it's written down. Because after like the King's List and shit, everyone live until 10,000, 4,000, and 100 and
150 when they didn't know how to count.
bullshit. I think just like the atmosphere was more conducive to large creatures and large things, I think things just lived on a different time scale. I mean, who's to say?
Thanks to the advent of the internet, I don't know what's real anymore. I just like, whatever. Like
Well,
that
no,
video
that's
you
true.
posted the other day of the
That's true, though. The atmosphere
spacewalk,
used to be
and I was
thicker.
like, that is a joke.
What? Which one? I just repost some stuff. I love how everyone's like, you posted, and I'm like, yep, made that video. That was fucking me. I've gotten like, I barely like if anyone were to go back in the history, they're like, this person was literally a ghost, and we thought it was a straw man file up until about 6 months ago.
So, no, it's the one of the spacewalk where they're like, this is a legitimate spacewalk, and I'm like, that is not a legitimate spacewalk.
Oh, you're talking about the one where like, okay, they have the guy and he's like floating above the
Yeah, and
the
he's
pod or
obviously
something.
in a harness because he can only go back and
again,
forth.
you got to remember what was TV like when they shot that
Yeah, but-
stuff. We didn't know what space was, and again, how do you know unless someone can prove to me that was from some movie? I mean,
I was about to say, how do you know
how do
it's
you
not
know?
from a movie? Though?
I don't know. Again, like I believe as much like the tip of the iceberg in a lot of stuff. Who knows the deep dark of it? But there's some there's some interesting facts. Like for example, some people are going to freak out with it, but whatever shape the fucking planet is, it's very interesting when planes have emergency landings, which way they actually travel when they have to make an emergency landing. That's some stuff that really got to me, actually.
Which way they travel when they have to make an emergency
So I forget
landing?
the points, but they're like, this plane is leaving from, say, Singapore to LA, perhaps. I don't get the
Okay.
points wrong. And they're like, they're supposed to be going here, but they make an emergency landing and they end up over here.
So their
And they take the map out.
trajectory. Remember, people can't see your hand movements
exactly,
because
yeah.
we need to add video
Yeah,
to this.
exactly.
We
The
gotta
trajectory
figure
makes
out
no
the video
sense
component.
because it's longer, in further distance if you take it on a certain shape.
So they're traveling east-west,
Or whatever,
and then they make a
whatever it
detour
is.
that they go north
So
or south
some
or
shit,
whatever.
and it makes no sense, and until you flatten it out, or excuse me, put it on a different shape. until you put it in a different shape. And then the way they map it out, I'm like, wow, that does make sense because they're traveling in a certain direction.
Well,
that's just some curious shit.
I'm just going to come out and cite. I'm going to cite the absolutely politically correct, not necessarily a timepiece at all, document that I have to support my claim, all right, that the Earth is hot dog shaped. In Monty Python and the Holy Grail, they quote, and I quote, the one science knight says to King Arthur, the Earth is actually shaped like a banana. So there you go. That's all the evidence I need.
See, and then all on a giant turtle. I'm like, oh, that's making some sense.
Oh, Terry
now.
Pratchett in Discworld. Have you read that?
What? No.
Oh my God, that's a great storyline. If you ever need to get lost in some books, Terry Pratchett is the author for you. It's all fantasy though, so
okay.
Don't go looking for real facts. But basically,
you can mansplain. Go ahead and mansplain.
All right, in Discworld, the world is literally on the back of a turtle, and some of the characters in that story travel to the edge of the turtle, and they speak with the turtle. It's fucking awesome.
The turtle? Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's a really good fantasy story, to go off the woo-woo nest here.
Off the woo-woo nest? I thought we were snuggled in that shit with tinfoil
We were,
hats,
but then I kind of steered course away for it, more towards Terry Pratchett, so that way we could be a legitimate comedy podcast instead of these guys just saying shit for views.
Okay, you know what though?
Long form. I think long form is where our death is.
I think our say things for views rate might be about 10%. I don't think we do that consciously. But I'm serious. I mean, that's dramatic effect for you. But honestly, again, too, with just all of the nice onlookers we always get with our conversations, it took a natural form. I mean, people wanted to listen. I mean, they always want to stop. Even that lady, she was just like, we were in the dog. She kind of gave me the, energy. She was just like, go ahead and continue whatever you're talking about.
I think that lady was waiting for you to get her number.
Really?
Oh, you like dogs too? I do. Really? But that ship has sailed, bro.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm far past trying to wingman stuff, but
really?
You
should have wingman that shit. You should have been like, yeah, he's.
Well, that's why I told her. I was like, it wouldn't be the first time we took dogs home from this place.
Well, yeah, that didn't make it sound like we were a couple though. We kept saying we and stuff, and she's like,
there you go.
Maybe they're.
It's just all hopes dashed. These guys are hetero life mates, whatever the case may be.
Just remember, ladies, men are blind to that. You want to know why? Because it doesn't happen. You think it's so obvious for you because men trip over themselves to compliment you and ask you out and all that, but it doesn't happen for men. I'm serious. Unless you come up thinking like you're Chad.
Chad.
I love that term. It's great. Because I always think of the Chad I know, and he's not like a dick like that. It's funny. He's like a Mormon, and he's nice.
It's like Sam Sink.
What's
that guy that lifter? Sam Sink, or what's his name?
He's a lifter. You're talking about the speech guy, right?
No, not Simon.
Okay, Simon Sink.
Sam. There's a guy. He's like a 21-year-old kid. Lifts like a mother, dude. He could probably bench press a motorcycle or whatever.
All right.
And he is deathly afraid of women at the gym. Deathly afraid of them. They come up, they want pictures, they want all that stuff. He's pulling the Lionel Messi with his hands in his pockets and stuff because he's just afraid of lawsuits or whatever.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, I couldn't imagine getting semi-famous or real famous and having... God damn,
Sam,
yeah, exactly. See what I'm talking about,
what's
ladies?
That kid's name? Hold on, I'm going to Google him because he's worth actually mentioning.
This is the reality. This is the way it is.
Dude, this dude is buff.
Perhaps. Maybe a little manospherist, but we're not too manosphere. See, we gotta get a Googler. We gotta get a Jamie. Someone to elevate things. I guess some visual effects would be cool too.
Yeah, well, people like to see other people, so the whole faceless thing probably isn't. Sam Sulik.
You say that, it's just more characterish. We need to get the little characters.
Dude, check this dude out. He's like a shit brick house.
I've seen that picture, yeah.
Yeah, this dude, he's always talking about you lift and all this stuff. And outside of lifting and shit, I'm pretty sure he's just average intelligence. But obviously he knows what he's doing because of the way he's built. But he is deathly afraid of women at the gym.
Exactly. See, that dude's prime material for ladies, you know, fucking 20-ish, fucking.
I think he's afraid of lawsuits with the whole like they rohypnoled me or whatever.
There's that, but you know, I think it takes men longer to build confidence with women than it takes women to build confidence with men. I think.
Well, yeah, when
again,
every dude's running at you with their junk in their hand, like,
that's
hey,
true, right?
hey,
Yeah,
you want to look at it?
Yeah,
you want to look at it?
Pretty easy to
just a tip.
Know?
You know, like
right,
women
yeah.
have that shit coming at them all the time. Like, I don't know about you, but I've never really had women just like throw themselves at me unless I was younger and at a strip club. Like, it's not a thing that really happens.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on that. Let's bounce the ball somewhere else, I think.
All right. Let's take a break. Let's take a 10-second break.
See? We're more professional
Yeah,
now.
no, we're trying to get this so that way we
We're
can
doing
actually produce.
Producing, yeah.
Yeah, because we're about 25-minute mark. All right, well,
Cool.
catch you on the other side. All right, we're back.
Well, not to sound too much, you know, ahead of the thing, but how much of a persona do you want to perceive in there? Like, you know, not to, again, get ahead of the wagon, but that's the way I think. You know, there's some cool merchandise stuff in there, like especially the cyberpunk ones you did. Those were sick. The mainstream ones we have, those are cool. Put that shit, you know, like
shameless plug. I've been putting together like a cyberpunk kind of idea in my head where I'm like, if we were on camera, I would do this, and this would be my image. You heard it here first, folks. Episode 9.2, Keep It Weird podcast, where we develop how we want to look on camera.
I know, rebranding. It's all right. Toast the weird.
Come on, let's.
We're toasting some
let's
weird.
go get coffee or something bullshit more.
Got it.
Anyway, yeah, no, like I really think. Tell us what you think. One whole listener that we actually have potentially every week.
Hey, you know what?
Would you like to
Whether
see
it's
our faces?
one or millions?
No, I really think.
Yeah,
I really think if we cut down what we have into 30 seconds.
30
took our
seconds.
favorite 30 second. Hear me out.
Okay.
Took our favorite 30 seconds of the podcast that we have created, edit those out, and put them into the short form content on YouTube, TikTok, whatever's next. Because I mean, Vine lasted for so damn long. But we put it out there, and then we get more likes to our Spotify. That would like 10x our efforts and our listeners. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Problem is, you know, we only have so many hours in the day and obligations and all that crap.
We just have to climb the mountain to reach that hurdle to be able to break through the wall.
Yeah, but
through.
but this is like buying belaying ropes in order to climb the mountain. That kind of a step is like buying belay ropes.
Yeah, exactly. We're
in order to climb the mountain.
We just don't get intimidated by the mountain. We're just one step, one day, and
it's just all about having the right tools.
Again, too, we'll get those on the way. There's people always on the way. It's okay, Wayne. We can fly the plane as we build it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we got to go. We got to do this yesterday. Fucking let's go.
That's right. Again, too, I think it's at this point it's good to just have lots of material as well. You know.
Yeah, right. I mean, of all the stuff that we've recorded, we have like. I hate to say it, but we have like 12 hours of material.
Yeah.
Just maybe 4 hours of it were lost because of my ineptitude.
No.
Outright?
No. Self-talk. I mean, this is where we're going with this right now. Self-talk.
No. You identify the problem, you fess up, and you fucking fix it.
Okay, again, it's just about the way you approach it. Now you're talking to yourself. You're not inept. It's not about messing up or a failure. It's about the learning process.
All right, so
I haven't figured out how to be perfect yet.
There you go. It's the difference between ignorance and incompetence.
Exactly.
One of them can be fixed. You figure out which one it is.
Exactly. So no, just again, self-talk.
Hey, you know what it means when a black cat crosses your path?
A black what? What was that?
A black cat.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I almost slipped up right there.
It's okay. It's just,
black cat crosses your path. You know what that means?
It's gonna be a lucky day.
No, it's going somewhere.
It's going somewhere. Yeah. See, there you go.
Perspective, man.
Exactly, yeah. See, there you go. I think it was Bruce Lee. It's like, don't talk negatively to yourself. Your body doesn't know the difference, even when you're joking.
Yeah, because you're putting that energy out there. I get it, man.
Well,
I see that actively as I'm trying to transform myself, which is why I was like, it was my mistake. I've learned, we've adapted, and now we're overcoming. I've worked with way too many Marines. My grandpa was a Marine. I
Good, yeah.
suck at breathing.
Just don't worry about the 4 hours that were...
No, I'm not
Only
worried
for
about the
you
4
and
hours
me.
that were lost. I'm just
Only
saying
for
we got a
you
lot
and
of
me.
source material to find
Only
30
for you and
seconds, and we could easily put out 50, 60 videos from the 9 hours that we do have.
Okay. It's good.
If you did the math on that, that's only 3 hours of missing content. So I'm just like cutting out the hour of like, oh, cute doggies that we get.
Fuck that bullshit. That's awesome. Those are real. Bow and arrow? Ma'am, I'm serious. Ma'am, that
Can't
was
make
fucking
that shit.
awesome.
Can't make that
was
shit
cool.
up.
Right? Exactly.
Right on.
Hopefully one day a friend of a friend was like, hey, aren't your dogs named Bow and Arrow? And she's like, that's me. That would be awesome.
I heard these guys recording that episode. I was there. Yes, you were, ma'am. Dan would still like your phone number.
Your dogs are nice. They gave me nice energy. Seemed like a nice person. She's probably married. We're in a holy pattern. Awesome.
Who knows? Who knows? She didn't stick around long enough to ask. She was just like, well, okay, bye. And we're like, yeah, bye. See ya.
Maybe the poor lady felt like she was interrupting us.
Maybe.
You know, her dogs look like... Of course, again, it did look like, oh no, my dogs are running off. And I'm like, yeah, it looked like you were holding them back.
All right, let's
With their
pivot and
leashes
switch.
walking.
Have you heard of this bird in Africa? It was making its way around.
It's a bird in Africa.
Yeah, it's like a seabill.
Okay.
It's my toast. It's my toast of the week to weird shit. So this is a predatory bird that just hangs out in the bush and literally eats baby alligators. What? And in order to survive, it either has to out-eat its siblings, because the mating pairs, they mate for life. It either has to out-eat its siblings or eat its siblings. Basically murder them just to survive.
Is the bird eating alligators?
Yes. Whoa. It's like, if you're not tough enough to survive this nest, you're not going to be tough enough to eat baby alligators. Like, you want to be an apex predator? Yeah. This thing eats apex predators. Like, as babies. I mean, that's probably not really all that. It's like punching babies in the face, but...
We got to find that out, because there's got to be some cool, catchy little, like, phrase that refers to their, like, death scenario, and you could use it towards business or motivation. Because, that reminds me of some shit I heard. Check this out. This is kind of on the same scale. It's like a shark womb around here.
Shark womb?
There's apparently the baby sharks eat each other or some shit.
In the womb?
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest. Like,
exactly,
nature,
yeah.
Nature
like,
is
wow.
like raw, man.
Exactly. You said there's like 30 of them, and then like maybe 7 come out because maybe, you know, they ate each other. And, you know, that's their first couple meals were
that's some
brothers and sisters.
That's some nightmare fuel. Here's a fish that gives live birth. Also, it's the apex predator, and all of the things that are coming out of mama shark have eaten the other babies, have eaten the weaker ones. So this is the strongest of the litter coming out.
Well, not just that, but think about that in like our terms. Think about that mindset, like coming out, and like how ruthless and savage that would make you. It's like, man, I've already eaten my brother and sister. You ain't nothing. I don't even know you. Who the fuck are you? Yeah.
Who the fuck are you to me?
You
no
imagine
one.
That? Yeah,
absolutely no one.
That's some pretty brutal shit.
You know why you're nobody? Because I ate Jeff. Who's Jeff? Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, that's some pretty fucked up shit. I was like a shark. They just survive. You pit each other against. So I'm like, wow.
Right?
Anyway, so back to that cannibalistic alligator or crocodile. Alligator, sorry.
No, it was a bird that would eat baby alligators.
Exactly. Okay, baby alligator eating fucking bird. Wow.
Yeah, she-bill out of Africa. You thought that Australia was a reason to be like, oh my god. Just I saw this.
Think you know the like hierarchy of animals, you know what I mean? Like, relatively speaking. You're like, oh yeah, gators, they eat birds. You're like, not this fucking bird. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's some interesting shit right there. Thank you for bringing that to the cast. That's a good toast of the week.
Bird eats baby alligators. Just when you think you're an apex predator, you are fucking not. I guess that's a lesson right there. From a corporate standpoint, like Enron was like, we're the top of the trading food chain, and then, you know, the rest of the world went, nope, like you're out.
We all think we know who's on top until you hear about a alligator eating fucking bird who cannibalized its own siblings.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And you're like, exactly. Fucking get on top of it, Gary.
You think you're tough, but
What?
you're not bird tough.
I know, you're like,
You're not
what?
seabill tough. They're shoebill tough. Gosh.
No,
But
no.
this thing,
I
this
can't be a shoebill, maybe? Because, like, there's a girl at work who talked to me about a shoebill. And, like, apparently they bow when they meet people. When they see people, they bow at them, a shoebill. Now we're going to look this up. This alligator eating bird here.
you gotta Google that, man. I'm in the
Well, when
pilot
we're not
seat.
driving, like, it'll give me a little mind shakes. It'll make me a little nauseous to look at my phone while we're driving.
Gotcha.
Also, I have
Dudes
incredible
driving in
night
cars
vision.
podcasting. Also what?
Also, I have really good night vision. That's why I'm forcing my company to let me wear glasses that tint, or technically sunglasses. Actually, is what my doctor said.
Huh.
And I've been going nice with them and just getting polarizing glasses and wearing my hat.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm special.
You got a doctor's note basically to wear a hat and sunglasses out in the sun.
That's what it started with, and then they started talking to me, and we started talking about my history and migraines and the lights in the office, and he turned them off and then turned them back on. He's like, I don't notice a difference to me. It's a big, and there's this term called floaters. You can have like little squigglies or dots. Yeah, I didn't know that. More prevalent in people who have migraines. And what's the difference between a heavy headache or a bad headache and a mild migraine?
The location.
The doctor had no idea. That's hard to say. Sometimes it's here, sometimes you have that. But again, a migraine is just a bad headache. And what's a bad headache? Well, that determines you. So a lot of it can be brought on with, light.
All right, so about the floaters, there's like so much to unpack in that right there. About the floaters.
Okay.
My son, when he was 4, I tried to wrestle with him, toughen him up, as one does, I guess.
Well,
And
unpack that
he-
for a second. He was gently showing his son wrestling moves and play fighting.
We
Is that
were
what you
we
mean?
were
Okay.
roughhousing, yeah.
Okay, the old term,
I wasn't, like,
roughhousing. Sorry, hit your phone.
Beating my child.
I just wanted to be again.
No, because this story gets awesome. This story is not going to go the way that you think it's going to go.
No, I know the way it's going to go. I just wanted to throw that out there right then. So you're just like trying to make him tough. Well,
Yeah,
all right, anyway.
toughen him up. We were roughhousing, and he did not want to have any part of it. So he took his tiny little fist and punched me square in the eye as hard as he could, and it made that sucking wet sound. And his fist was so small, it fit in my in my Oculus range, whatever it is to actually be smart, and punched me square in the fucking eye to dislodge the retina, or the little cord that attaches to the back of your eyeball to send the brain signals. That detached. So I lost vision, and then it slowly started coming back with all of those squiggly lines. And in order to fix this, you literally have to lay with your head down like you would in school. Put your head on a desk. You have to lay like that and hope that the thing reattaches itself to the back of the eyeball. It's fucking gnarly, dude.
Is that
It's
called
gnarlier
attached
than anything.
retinas?
Huh?
I think that's called attached retinas.
Detached retinas?
Maybe, yeah. It actually just reminds me of a Futurama episode where he's like, friendship means to me for $20, I'll beat you with a pole cue until you get detached retinas, something like that. And that's I was just like, detached retinas, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's not how I judge friendship. My friendship, we talk about this, from the town, baby. When he walks in and he looks at him and he's like, I need your help. Can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later. And we're gonna hurt some people.
Yeah.
And the other character just sits for a second and he's like, whose car are we gonna take? That's a friend, baby.
Yep. You got your 2 a.m. friends and your 6 p.m. friends.
Yeah.
Who are you
heard
gonna call
that,
at 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
And who's gonna pick up the phone after 6 p.m.? You know? Honestly, there's a lot of people I would not answer the phone for after 6 p.m.
Yes.
Just wouldn't.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I was like, that's so fucking true. There's a small list of people who'd call me or whatever, and you'd be like, what are we doing? We're assuming, I was already already getting dressed, getting their, what did the guy say, getting their gun because they already assume you're burying a body.
Right?
Something like that, yeah. I was like, nice, yeah, exactly.
So my wife has this habit of calling me like 3 seconds after she leaves somewhere.
Okay.
And I told her outright today, I was like, every time you do this to me, I think that there's a problem with the vehicle. Every time you do this. She's all, no, but... And then she goes on with whatever she wants to tell me about it. But I do get that little bit of panic, like, oh my God, I gotta jump and go, you know? Yep. And some people, they call me and I'm like, oh shit, why are you calling me, man? What do you need, bro? Where are we going? You know? And other people are just like, nah. I'm not they can text me. They can leave a message. They need something. But I think that's just, I don't know. I think that's just human nature. A lot of people are givers, takers, and a little bit of both. And in that situation, you got to be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So what else was there to unpack and all that? There's detached retinas in your story. And
oh, yeah, that was your story. I was talking about, light blindness or light sensitivity being induced.
That was the other thing.
And,
it has been scientifically proven that fluorescent lights keep you awake more than other lights, and it's such an unnatural brightness.
Yes.
Even the sun on its most peak is not that shade of white blue or whatever, and it really does take a toll on the human mind.
It's trash. Fluorescent lights is crap, and then
it leads to insomnia. It leads to all kinds of other stuff, and it's tragic, really. And this is something I've learned, working in the trades for so damn long. I'll be outside on a project, for a month or a year or whatever, and then we'll go inside, and I'll be like, my eyes, they hurt. Why? And sure as shit, it's fluorescent lights.
It's crap. And then you have an overabundance of it in my job.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's like brighter inside than it is outside. It's ridiculous.
So naturally, to combat that, you have to keep a darker domicile than you have in a work avenue, and also red light is the way to really combat that. All right, so we're pulling up for our coffee because this is what we do, and there's a guy literally blocking the entrance, like nobody else is gonna get in the line. Oh, and there's somebody behind me. Like, you sit there. I'm not gonna.
Oh my god!
Yeah, what?
The red dude behind you?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I got plenty of fucking room.
Okay,
He's being a tool bucket.
Okay, yeah, I'm not driving. I have no idea who's doing what.
Yeah, he thought I was gonna hit him, but really, I'm just trying to go around and park and walk up to the fucking window.
Coffee lines.
Like, he's got
another line over here. I don't know what because there's two lines converging.
Yeah.
And now this dude's got a. No, he's not.
Oh, that guy got out of the way.
So there's two lines of people trying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just park, dude. Just park. Yeah.
This is the apex of human intellectual. All right, we'll see you after coffee.
Go. That's cool. If not.
All right, we're back on.
We are back on. Good.
We're back from our coffee kerfuffle.
Crypto.
Urban warfare.
Thank you. It is.
You're gonna
people
hit
forget
me
the
if
urban
you back
warfare.
up. I'm not gonna hit you. As long as you fucking sit right there, I'll be all right. I've operated vehicles way larger than my tiny Prius.
You gotta understand though, you can't trust anyone out here in these streets.
I got it. I see that from her perspective, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, just sit there. Stop. Stop with your nonsense.
A little younger. I remember being younger. I drove on the frontage road forever. About that freeway bullshit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. All right. We're gonna pull out like our best shit right now. We're not even gonna record. That's podcast worthy. It was. Oops.
No, this is why we just keep doing it. Good conversation. Stuff cycles around too. When you talk about the same thing, but it's why it's natural and real. I think the attraction to our stuff is just going to be like with Joe Rogan. He's famous, sure. He's got famous people on there, sure. They talk about real shit.
Yeah. The other day I was listening to I forgot who the guest was. Sorry, apologize. But he's a stand-up comedian, author, writer, blah, blah, blah. I think all of the people get that title on his podcast. He's a comedian, author, and writer. She's a comedian, author, and writer, and host of this podcast. whatever.
Well, shit, how much credibility? You're like, this person who none of you, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, it doesn't take much to be a, you know. And that's what people get stopped on, too. It's like, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I have this self-image of that.
Yeah.
You can be an author, a writer, whatever. Like, yeah, you just do it.
Anyway, the dude, he just starts talking about video games and Rocket League, and so they just start talking about, like, Quake and video games and all that stuff together, and I was just like, all right, cool. They both got, you know, pretty blitzed and just started bullshit. It was the episode after Cat Williams. So Cat Williams was on Joe Rogan's podcast too, and I have yet to listen to that because although Spotify is the greatest platform for startup podcasters, it has some technical difficulties when it comes to playing certain episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast on my end. Could be any number of variances, but it frequently happens with Spotify, not other podcasting listening to sources. All right, we'll just edit that out and go. Did the grief just hit you like a ton of bricks? Do we need to stop recording?
No, I'm just thinking about stuff. Had not really much to say. It's just listening. Sometimes, you know, it is captivating. Just listening. You get on a roll and no one to interrupt.
Right on. You don't want to step on my greatness right there. The greatness that has gotten us to one holistic listener.
You know, when I look back on the days, I'm like, man, we only had one listener. There was no pressure. No pressure.
Oh,
now, you know what? I still don't feel any pressure.
What if we give away a shirt to that guy? Hey, whoever you are, if you follow us, send it to me with proof, and I'll hook you up with a one-of-a-kind t-shirt that might not go anywhere. But, you know, at least you could say, hey, you know, those guys that keep it weird, they appreciated me.
Again, branding check. Toast to the weird.
Yeah, I still don't know who it is.
I still don't know.
Like, I talk about it all the time, and my wife is like, well, what did you guys talk about? And I'm like, it's on the podcast, and she won't listen to it.
What did you talk about for an hour with your friend? I don't remember exactly. It was 12 fucking topics. What was the first one? Clowns? We didn't even talk about clowns.
Fuck clowns. I don't like clowns. I don't trust them. I grew up in the John Wayne Gracie era. Like, nah, thank you. Nope. No, thank you. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, all of my childhood. You know what I want to see? I want to see clowns. Because I really trust people who paint their...
Maybe there's some sort of clown union mafia.
I know, right? Of all the things I'm going to get canceled for, it's the clown lobby that's going to do it.
Well, I mean, there's the clown phobics, but I mean,
that's me. That is straight up me.
Who, you know, like clowns. You know, I'm not a clowner. Is that even a term? We have to learn about some clown terminology here.
No, we don't have to learn about anything clown
I'm going to come back with
lots
of clown stuff for you. And like the history of a clown.
Clowns first originated, and then mimes. I'm okay with mimes, which is weird because everybody's creeped out with mimes, but I'm like, I'm all right with that guy. I'm not going to pay attention to him. I'm not going to give him any money, but he's fine. Bozo over there? Nah, dog.
Well, okay, what's the difference then?
I have no idea, dude.
I mean, one talks, one doesn't. They both have a costume. They both
but one is like black and white, and the other one's like colorful and wants to get up all in your space and give you hugs and let you squitch its nose, and that's just too close to me. Like, stay over there and entertain.
That sounds like a very personal clown.
Yeah, dude.
You could have. I've never had a clown come up with my balls like that. I mean, they can be distant clowns. I've seen distant clowns.
So, couple stories.
Probably because you don't touch, people's kids after.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Especially back in the 80s. Like, in the 80s, they were like, pedophiles aren't
Show me on the clown doll where it happened.
Fuck.
No? Okay,
so,
anyway, I'm not making fun of anyone.
No.
Touching on
so, when I was a kid,
we
we
let it
flew
out,
back.
let it
We
out.
flew back to a SeaWorld, and we
Okay.
went to a
Safe
SeaWorld,
place.
and my mom came into contact
Yeah.
with a clown, and to show that the clown was safe, she gave the clown a hug, and then the clown, like, they touched noses, and it had one of those noisy noses that, like, it honked when my mom went to go give him a kiss, quote unquote. Ever since then, I'm like, no, fuck them. Can't trust them. Honking noises.
So is this what brought on the clown phobia, Wayne?
Legitimately, that's what I think it was. Legitimately, I think that's what brought it on. Flight
See,
training.
look at all those jets getting along together.
Flight training.
Different
man.
jets all flying together, Pixar style. But they all got cute names and backstories. One of them's, the up-and-comer young guy who doesn't quite know himself yet. And then you got the old salty plane. Anyway, you were talking about clowns and the phobia of blinking, and it was a fucking scary some shit.
It
man.
was
The
scary in the
original
80s. Killer
oh my
Clowns from
God.
Outer Space was scary as shit in the 80s. Animatronics, like Chucky, like, grow up in the 80s. What is it? Zennials, Millennials, Gen Xers, blah, 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 blah. You guys don't know. No, we had people who were just trying to make us fucking die of fear in the 80s. Like,
Night of the Living Dead.
not
Shit's not like, when you're like, 6 years old and they put that on just for fun. Yeah, that's some pretty scary fucking shit.
So years later, I'm like 19, 20 years old, I'm working graveyard at a convenience store. And this
Call it
clown comes in.
Circle X.
Yeah, we'll call it Circle Not K. Anyway. This clown comes into my store, and I paralyzed, dude. I stop dead in my tracks, and I'm like, and the clown looks at me and goes, really? You're one of those people? And I'm like, yeah, I'm afraid of clowns. And she, mind you, she said, I'm in here all the time. The only difference is that I'm dressed up as a clown. And I went, I don't fucking care. Get out of my store.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yes. I was like, get out. She's all, meh. And she leaves. She comes back. All right, I was working the switch, whatever. So I was working second shift and graveyard shifts. So I'm there on a second shift, and like she was one of the regulars. She gave me some lip, and I was like, whatever. I gave her some lip back because that was the banter back then. You could do that, and people wouldn't go crying to HR. And she says, and I quote, "Behave or I'm coming back as a clown." And I went, "Yes, ma'am." I was like terrified. Fucking
Serves you
terrified.
right, you clownist.
I am a clownist. Like,
I get there's a lot of clownists out there.
Yeah.
I mean, if our listeners are clownist, I mean, you can be on the left or the right of the clown issue, and I still support.
no, that's politics. I get down with some politics, man.
No, I'm serious, Wayne. You're on one side of the aisle on the clown issue. I am on the other side of the aisle on the clown issue.
Yeah, see, but the thing about clowns is that they're just there screwing around. They're fucking up on purpose. Drop their pants as a gag. Like, that's not funny.
You know what? In the 80s, late 80s and early 90s, that was absolutely hilarious as hell. Now, yeah.
It's a little
that would
creepy.
be,
Like,
that'd
back
be a
then, the
little
clown would
fucked
be
up.
like, look, it's a quick release pants. And they're like, oh, that's great. But what's it really for? Nobody asked that second question. Nobody asked what that really was for. I'll bet you there's a lot of clown touchers out there. If you've been traumatized by clowns, my heart goes out to you.
That's what I'm saying.
I, too,
One
have been
side-
traumatized by clowns.
One side of the aisle, the other side. I always thought Ronald McDonald was a little weird coming up. I mean, a little clown there. I mean,
Honestly, I didn't
Nothing
trust that
against any.
motherfucker either.
I thought it was just the large shoes, really, the red, big ass, like obnoxious size shoes. I think it was a clown thing, but it was just.
Yeah.
I always thought that that guy can't walk around. He is like 7 feet tall and all. Anyway, I think it. Killer Clowns from Space. That's it. Those are ones.
I'm not validating my fears. I'm just explaining why. I guess then I'm validating my fears.
Aw,
Fuck it.
we're gonna virtue signal now. I mean, have we been doing that?
Signal casting. Little red hats. We're just looking for the people that wear the same little red hats as us. That's all we're doing.
That's a George Carlin reference for those of you who are fucking 10 years old.
Simon Sink.
Really? No, it's a really. You're sure he got it from George Carlin, right? It's a little
Probably.
the same. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Who knows? Maybe I'm
Jamie,
mixing
go
up
look
things.
at. Oh wait, we don't have a Jamie.
Jamie.
Fail. If you too
You
would
know
like
what?
to work for Peanuts, please apply at toastoftheweird@gmail.com.
Right. Your official title will be Jamie the blank person. Your name could be Dave or Mary. I don't care, but you'll be called Jamie the answer.
Jamie the audio wizard.
Is that what?
I don't know. He's
Honestly, I don't know
legitimately an
enough.
audio engineer.
I always just hear,
Rogan's
"Hey
audio
Jamie,"
engineer.
and then stuff gets pulled up, and I'm like, it could be AI for all I fucking know at this point. He could just
Dude.
be like, Jamie, and Jamie could
Rogan
be his virtual butler.
shits
Like, I don't
on
know.
Jamie all the time too.
Does he?
Yeah, dude.
Why? I
Like,
never heard that.
It's not. I don't know. It's one of those conspiracies out there where Jamie is beaten by Joe Rogan regularly. But if you listen to the podcast enough, like Jamie will be making points and Rogan will fucking ignore him completely. Completely. He's not a co-host. He's not anything. He's the engineer. That's all his purpose is. Excuse me. Yeah. Legitimately, just like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, during this fact is this fact and this fact and this is really awesome information," and Joe will be like, "So have you ever seen little people when you're taking magic mushrooms?" He'll just like completely just snow them over. It's kind of sad, but kind of funny at the same time.
See that to me? Okay, I would like again as a
Some tasty
listener.
treats.
I mean, you're gonna call the person out and make a name, and might as well have some sort of appearance. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to lose his Jamie. Like, if you get any sort of famous, you can't leave me.
Yeah, well,
That's what it is. Maybe
I'll bet you he pays him so much that he's just like, "Shut up," you know. It's like
maybe
it's your
it's part of their shit.
It's my show.
Or maybe it's part of the, understanding. Maybe that's just where it goes.
Yeah. Well,
You
they got signed to Spotify for $250 million for the next year.
Him, both. I mean, what's
The Joe Rogan Experience show. So I'm
team,
saying
I guess,
they
yeah.
as Joe and Jamie, and
Is
then
it
their
just-
guests.
Is it him? I guess just doing because Joe sits there and talks, right? I'm sure he doesn't edit anything, perhaps.
No, he probably does not. I'm gonna throw it out there and say no, he doesn't. And Jamie does everything, but they
I
also
guess they don't
keep it
edit
raw.
anything. Yeah, I don't edit anything.
Yeah. They keep it raw, but I'm pretty sure that Jamie goes out and does the 30-second shorts, edits those down. You know?
They probably got some 17-year-old teenager media manager.
No, I think it's Jamie. I really do, because Joe says and cites several different times. Like,
Oh, yeah? Huh.
Yeah, this Jamie does the work of like 3 different people or 2 different people. So
Wow. Hope you get a raise, Jamie. Hope you get paid well.
dude, I really does. I really does hope I English soon. I really do hope that
I
he
just
gets
hope
paid.
you English soon, too. It'll help with the broadening of our listeners.
English is fucking hard, man.
Isn't it your first language? Ah, never mind.
No, it's not even my first language. I'm still learning it as I go. Spanish is way easier.
You can't claim Spanglish as your first.
No,
Oh.
no, I can claim it as a learning is easier.
I tell you, me and my family, my sister, we're going to do that heritage, whether it was at heritage.com or ancestry.com.
Okay.
And then 23andMe.
Really?
Because with all this stuff going on, we were learning some stuff about our family. My dad said his father is half Swedish, half Cherokee.
Okay.
That gives me more than 10%. I could have been writing different than Caucasian my whole life. I feel fucking left out.
I put
gotta
other,
prove-
and then when they ask for an
prove that
explanation,
shit, yeah.
I'm like, I'm human.
I gotta prove that,
You
Plus,
gotta
we've
prove
always
the
been curious
23andMe?
about all the, stuff I just heard about. Well, I found out I just have a fucking half aunt. I'm almost 40 years old, and I was like, what, Mom?
A half aunt, huh?
Yeah, she just told me this. So because she's about 24 years older than me, when she was pregnant with Russell, her second child, Jen, her first, her friend, her best friend, in this small-ass little town in Idaho, next door neighbor or whatever, were pregnant at the same time. Her lady was blank K. Come to find out, they were talking to each other, and she's like, oh yeah, my dad drove truck too. My dad was named John too. They're fucking half-sisters. So she met her half-sister
Damn.
out of nowhere,
At the
5 states away. Yep.
Because their daddy was a trucker, huh?
They had broken up, and my grandma or whoever, which I didn't find out the lady who wasn't my blood grandma till she was dead, and I was like 16 years old.
Wow.
Or maybe she wasn't dead, but I was about 16 years old. Yeah, I was just
Blood
like,
makes
she's
you
my
related.
step-grandma?
Loyalty makes you family.
Well, it's not that. It's just a simple fact without knowing. Not that I care, but it's just, you're just like, wait, what? So there's who? Mm-hmm. Wait, what? It's just that kind of like self-identity of like, huh?
Yeah. That cluster of, I've been lied to my whole life.
But totally different when you're not told, I think.
Yeah.
I think being lied to, like if I would have asked, if it would have come up and they would have said something, I think that's totally different in my opinion.
Fair, but
just
omission is a form of lying, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
but
if
when
it
you
never
tell
came
people
up,
stuff-
if it just never came up because it never came up,
I would never
cool.
know. Okay, you're
Yeah.
right though, but I still would have been, I guess you're right. If they all would have died and somehow I would have found out that my mom had a different mom, I would have been like, wait, I was lied to. Okay, you're right. I guess at that point, depending on how you found out and how you feel about it. But still, yeah, mission is still, yeah. And then come to find out, my dad's got half siblings
yeah.
that are Filipino.
Welcome to America.
Well,
America.
fuck, I'm fucking almost 40. I don't know about any of these people.
Dude,
That's why we're going to do this and track down some relatives and find out how much, whatever. So apparently my
start calling them up. Are you still alive?
100% Hungarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you?
I'm an American mutt. So my great grandmother
A
was
lot of
Cherokee.
Irish, right? Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah,
right?
and then I'm assuming, because I've done my own research, that my sperm donor is German, actually. And then the rest of my mother's side of the family comes from, what is that, Western Europe? English, French, German, that kind of shit.
Okay.
I'm an American mutt. My last name is Irish, but
Yeah.
I don't think there might be a little bit Irish in me. If I drop the soap, but
I know my
that's
last
pretty
name
much
is
it.
Scottish.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. My mom actually did that. She went down the ancestry.org rabbit hole and chased it all down. Chased it back to England, and then they stopped keeping records. That's just a product of the Mormon Church, though, right?
What?
Ancestry.org or whatever it is.
Product of the Mormon Church?
Yep. The
They
Mormons
own
are just keeping everybody's records for whatever purpose they want. Like,
Well, if you find out you're related or, someone else or your bloodline came, we don't think about it nowadays because, it's not thought of in the same terms as it was back in other times, but bloodlines, who you came from, who your father was,
they all
your
matter.
ancestors meant a lot. I mean, if you were a traitor or if you had, or I don't know, just whatever happened, I guess.
Royal blood.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
All right, witches.
yeah, so was it 15% of the world has negative RH factor blood?
O negative?
No, just negative. Just RH negative blood. You can
Just
have RH negative.
AB negative, AB positive. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about? O negative, O positive?
Yeah, so you can have a negative, RH negative
Okay.
blood.
All right.
15%.
15%.
of the population of the world, I guess. Something like
Out
that.
of 8 billion people, 15%
Just
are
showed
negative?
up out of nowhere. Well, RH negative.
RH negative. Well, that's what the
Reese's.
negative means, I thought.
I'm not 100% on that, actually.
All right.
Because I am A negative with an RH factor.
That's weird. How did you learn that?
My mom, I've always known I've had crazy blood coming from my mom. Because her second born actually had different blood than the rest of us, and her body saw him as a
Tried to.
virus.
Yeah.
And that's back before they had the pills for that stuff that they do now.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, so we've always known about blood, and then coming up with the whole, we don't have the rhesus monkey factor, monkey gene in our blood, negative blood. Apparently,
Racist monkey factor?
it's the rhesus monkey or something like that. The rhesus monkey, that's what the RH factor means, rhesus monkey.
Oh, okay.
So people have rhesus genes or rhesus monkey. The people with negative don't. And it's all about the proteins on your blood platelets or something like that. And that's why certain people can donate or can't donate from other people, and that's why there's a universal donor that can donate to everybody. But I can't, like, if I were to go in the hospital, like, only some of my family members can donate to me or other people with otherwise it'll really fuck me up.
Yeah, I'm a universal donor, but in order to get any kind of anything, I'm screwed. I'm so fucking screwed. Unless somebody out there with O negative blood is like, yeah, here, I'll help you out.
Isn't that pretty common? Is that the most common?
O negative?
Yeah.
You got your phone there, Google it. It's not
Google
common
the
at
word.
all. They actually cry for O negative donors.
Blood type rarities percentage.
Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Pull it up, Jamie.
so what is it? Blood. So we got right here blood type. How rare is my blood? Is it blood types? Stanford bloodtypecenter.org. Okay, here we go. Blood type O negative, 1 in 15 people, 6.6% population.
Okay.
A positive, 1 in 3 people,
Nice.
35.7%.
See?
So yeah, you and I are really close. 1 in 16 for mine, A negative, 6.3%.
Yep. And O negative is the universal donor, right?
This is just the rating on how many, the percentage of people, I guess. And then here we go. Leaves, which enables blood types. Okay, so it just talks about the factors. Your blood type is also determined by RH status. RH positive, RH negative leaves us with the 8 positive blood types. A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, B plus, B, AB negative, AB positive, O positive, O negative.
See, I am the 6%.
Yeah. So we are just as rare, but on the other side of like the spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Like,
We're both
if you're in the
different kinds of
hospital and you
aliens.
needed blood, I could give you blood, but you couldn't do the same for me. What kind of friend are you? Shit.
I mean, I would give it to you, just can't use it. That's not. I mean, you're like, we can't use it. I'm like,
make
it's
me
the sentiment that counts. Just spray it on him. Like, where does this blood come from? Like, he really insisted on giving you blood you couldn't take.
You got sepsis. We had to do some shit real quick, and now you're okay. Even though you could have been recovered a week ago, but you know, the wolf insisted on giving you blood. He just said, spray it into his mouth. Like
Not
I'm a
how that
fucking
works.
vampire.
Maybe not for you. We have rare blood. It's different. What kind of blood type are you? You wouldn't get it. Okay. Ooh, yeah. O negative is one of the rarest blood types. You O negative bastard.
I've been told that my entire life. Again, growing up in the 80s, don't get hurt, don't bleed out, nobody will give you blood.
O
All
positive, most common. No one gives a fuck about you, O positive.
O positive is the universal receiver as far as blood types go. So
Yes.
they can legitimately
You
receive
get
blood.
all of blood from everybody. Well, only the positives.
Only positives, not negatives?
Most common and
That's
consistent
bloodist.
blood type. The U.S. population has 37% population type O plant can give blood products to all RH positive blood. The recipients of O type is the ideal blood or double blood cell donor. Okay, so the double blood donor, yeah, is the positive. So Wayne's Papa Wyrd's super rare ass blood is one of the rarest blood types. 6.6% of the population has O negative and
Yep.
is universal and is a universal donor, meaning anyone can receive their blood. Get your blood. So maybe you're the firstborn. Like, you know, this is again when you kind of start thinking about people like blood types as different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
Not skin types. None of that shit because it's everywhere, and you can just line up 100 people and look at some of them, and they're not the same species as the other people on the other end. All races. Talking about.
So I'm the king monkey. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I think some people are from different planets and came here, and some people were born here, and you know.
That was one of the COVID
think, yeah.
conspiracy things that came out. They're like, oh, negative people aren't going to get it because they're fucking aliens. It's like, what? All right, cool.
I mean,
Let me just hop on my spaceship real quick and get the
There's
fuck
some-
out of here.
There's some stuff to be. There's some stuff to be said. The rarest blood type, only 0.6% of the population is AB negative.
Wow.
Is a universal plasma donor, though. I mean, anyone can receive their plasma.
Right on. That's a liquid between the cells.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what I got money for in high school. That's what I remember.
Yep. They take out your plasma and give you back the platelets.
One of the rarest.
Like you fucking need that shit.
AB positive. Yeah, that's some weird shit. Yeah. Feed your blood. Imagine what your body would be reacting to. They're like, how is this possible? Who shot this crap back in? Is it supposed to go out and not come back in? You imagine how weird that is for your body, like internally, to get blood back in it that's not like the same. They're like, what fucking happened to you? They're like, I don't know, man. I went out, I did the thing, sprayed the wound, and I'm here. I don't know.
Spun around in circles. It was weird.
Yeah, that's got to be some weird, like, I wanted the long-term effects of that, really, honestly, the years I did that. Now you think about it, they're like, all this blood, you're fine. I'm like, I wonder why that's weird metallic taste, and they can't ever explain that. You get that copper taste in your mouth.
Yep. It's the iron, actually. It's probably just like a boatload of iron circling through your body.
What? That's your blood or your plate?
But it's the concentration of it.
Oh, coming right back in.
Coming into your body because they
can taste it.
Pump it right back into you with saline, right? And your body's like, this is pee, and this is useful, right?
Okay, so it's the saline solution, which is basically, again, so you're taking out your fresh blood, dumping in dirty, corrupt, drunk-ass blood with some other, like, hang-on fucking party people, saline shit, and the rest of the blood's like, what the fuck happened to you? And you're like, I don't know. These guys are coming.
Have you ever donated blood? You walk in, you answer their questions, you feel fine, you donate blood, and then literally as you leave, you're just like, oh my God, I got the flu, and I'm sick, and this is terrible.
Eat some crackers, drink this juice, yeah.
No, not even eat this cracker, drink this juice type of shit. It's like you are sick. It's so weird. So awful. I never donated after that happened to me again.
Yeah.
Kind of like with clowns. Never went back to see a clown.
Yeah, after I stopped needing it, like that amount of money, I'm just like, this is probably really bad for you. The metallic thing is terrible. After I stopped donating blood in high school, I was like, I'm never going to donate blood. It was like, I heard what they were doing with it. Was it late 20s, early 30s? The Red Cross some people were selling the blood or doing some shady shit with our donate blood. Well, no, they were taking I got to look this up. They were taking our blood and selling it or doing something with our donated shit and like making money from it or something like that.
Probably, but we got to get rolling. We got to say sayonara.
Blood types. You're going to say that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, everyone's blood type. So you're a 1 in 15 and I'm a 1 in 16. It goes all the way down to 1 in 167 and 1 in 60. Wow.
So who's the whore of the blood types? AB positive?
The most common is O positive.
O positive, really?
O positive is 37.4%.
So that's like 1 in 106,000?
1 in 3. Are you talking about, so like the most rare is AB negative with 0.6%. Not even a full percent.
0.6%, just over 1/2 of 1%.
Yeah.
Damn.
1 in every 167 people on average will have that.
Damn.
All right. We're not the rarest, but we're like, you know what's really funny about this? like, so basically, most people are O positive or A positive, and that makes up 74% of the fucking population. Everyone else is like 6%, 8%, 1%, 3%, 0.6%. Yeah, so again, too, like...
I didn't know I cared about this until this very moment right now.
Right? And here's a chart. Here you go. Here's your chart on who can receive blood. Who can
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
O negative. It's like everybody across the board. It hits every single blood type.
You can receive blood type if you are blood type A.
Yep.
B you can receive blood from everybody.
Yep. There you go. The horrors of the blood donating world. All right, we're out of here till next week. Hopefully this episode actually makes it.
O negative is universal donor. AB is universal recipient.
Toast to the Wyrd. And I'm serious, if you are our one follower that's not the Wolf or I, give me a direct message because I probably got it from my personal social media. Show me proof and I'll hook you up with something. All right, next week.